Today we are going to start the second unit, that is the capacity planning. So capacity planning, that is comes in the second unit. So actually capacity planning, why we have to do, even as an individual also we need to know our capability, that is the capacity. So here, can you see all of you the slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Decisions, if you want to take any decision that comes in the decision theory, represents a general approach to make decision making, which is suitable for a wide range of operations management decisions, including capacity planning, product and service design, location planning, equipment selection. So these are the four things mainly we have to concentrate while we are going for the operations management. So in this, today we are going to see the capacity planning in this. So capacity planning is the maximum output rate of production or service facility. Means in short, we can say this. Production capacity, generally measured in physical units, refers either to the maximum output rate for the products or services or to the amounts of key resources available in each operating period. What it means it is a maximum what we can do. Means if our capacity is 10 tons to produce a product, or we have an efficiency to go for within 2 days we can serve the customers, that is our capacity. So this is the maximum output rate of production or service facility, that is the capacity. So these capacities we have to match with the demand. So matching with the demand, that comes in the planning. So capacity is the maximum output rate of production or service facility. Capacity planning is a process of establishing the output rate that may be needed at the facility. Strategic issues, how much and when to spend capital for additional facility, and tactical issues, inventory levels, day-to-day use of equipment. So these all things that we have to check. One second. So here in the process, we have to check the output rate that may needed for the facility. Facility means the particular location, and that is the production unit. So strategic issues is how much we have to produce, when to produce, and how much of capital is needed, what are the equipments needed. Means this is resource planning of resources that we are going to do. So here some questions we have to answer while planning, that is how much capacity is needed, that is the quantity, and how much quantity we have to produce. When should capacity be available, that is the timing, when within 3 months, within 4 months, or within or long term we have. What kind of capacity is needed, that is the quality. Means what are the standardized things, what are the things we have to produce, that we need to answer in this planning. Where should capacity be installed? Installed means location, means where we have to start plant 1, plant 2, plant 3 if we have, or in the Noida or in Hyderabad or in separate locations. If a company has, they have to think of where they have to produce these goods. So we have another here a picture, possible improvements of capacity planning. Throughput means that is the output, on time delivery that we have to give. Resource utilization means what are the resources we have, that comes in the capacity. Production costs means how much we need to have a budget for producing. Firefighting, this is the safety measures. WIP, work in progress, and lead times means what are the idle times of each and every machine, from machine to machine, if you are transferring, how much the time idle time will be there, and in case of breakdown, how much time it is going to take. These things in a planning we are going to involve. So one is capacity planning, and some answering the questions. So in the both in the tactical and strategic, we are going to take decisions. Coming to capacity decisions, what type of decisions we are going to take? Capacity, the maximum capability to produce rated capacity. Effective capacity includes efficiency and utilization. So here, effective capacity, if you want to calculate, it should be good. Then efficiency of the machines and utilization of machines, how much time we are going to take, that we need to calculate. Capacity utilization, how you are going to calculate? Percentage of available time on working is the capacity utilization, working hours. Capacity efficiency, how well a machine or a worker performs compared to a standard output level. So we have to match the standards, how a machine will work for 2 hours, then 10 minutes break, again it is going to start. The people shiftifies 3 shifts or 4 shifts, and it is of duration of 8 hours or 9 hours, that we need to. Capacity loading, standard hours of work assigned to a facility. So here a production unit should run for 24 hours if it is continuous. Otherwise, shift system means only 8 hours, or mini shift, that is 4 hours. So capacity load percentage ratio of load to the capacity, that we have to calculate. So here small calculations are there. Uh, Before going to that, importance of capacity decisions, will see the impact is ability to meet future standards. So if you want to meet any future standard, compulsory we need to go for capacity planning. If you do capacity planning only, then we can we can meet the demands. Affects operating cost. So in case of high demand, high costing will be there. If it is of low demand, also costing will be there. So effect of capacity compulsory will affect the operation costs. Involves long term commitment. So here the production unit, it is not a short term, because they have to be for 25 years, 30 years, 40 years. They have to upgrade, and they have to upskill, and they should be up to date, that they have to do. So involves long term commitment will be there. So if you all want to work somewhere, you will be looking for an MNC company to work. Why? Because it is long term. You will be not working in local companies, because when they are going to shut down, you don't know. When they are going to become sick, we don't know. So we will be looking into the long term commitment. Affects competitiveness. So here compulsory, these people capacity, it is going to, if you are going to take any decision compulsory, it is going to affect our competitiveness. So to restore our competition, and if you want to be a market leader, compulsory we have to take some capacity decisions. Affects ease of management. So here uh, friendly environment that we have to create, and we have to manage well the wastage, the ideal time, the what you call the cost, and we have to control, and we have to see the quality. So these all things we have to manage. So importance of capacity decisions are managing the future demands, costs, and it should be long term, and we have to affect the competition, and we have to ease the management. Not we should not make the complex. So we have types of capacities: design capacity we have, effective capacity we have, actual output. By seeing that, design means maximum output rate of operation process or facility is designed for. So here we are going to design. So if you are going to take some X machine, it is going to load some 10 tons of capacity, and it is going to process. This is the maximum output rate. So design capacity is the machine's capacity, and that is the worker strength. They are going to work for 8 hours. Extra hour one time, 1 hour they can go for. So this is a design. Effective capacity. Design capacity without allowances such as personal time, maintenance, scrap. If you are going to remove, then it becomes effective. So here, what I said, the magma output is 10 tons it is going to run, but actually 8 tons, 8 tons it is going to work with, and at the 9 tons, the output level will be decreased because the machine gets heated up. So some lapse time is there. Effective capacity, if you are going to talk, the 10 ton is the capacity of the machine, and it is going to work effectively for 8 hours continuously. So that is the effect. Actual output of an operation process of. So if you are going to run the system, how much output you are going to get, that will be the act. There will be a design capacity, there will be effective capacity. Coming back to some measurements of capacity here, capacity, how you are going to measure the maximum output of a system of a given period, we are going to see that is the capacity. Design capacity is the maximum capacity that can be achieved under ideal conditions. Some example they have given 200, but effective capacity is the expected capacity given the current operating environment constraints may be there viewed as a percentage of design. See, you can see that 90% is there. Design capacity is 100, that is 200 per day. Here example is 1 ton. As I said that it was 10 tons and it is going to work for 8 tons correctly. So that is design capacity and effective capacity will remove. As in our class, it is of 45 minutes, but the Zoom has efficiently, they have made it to 40 minutes, and we we enter on the time, that is 10:30 only will enter. We have to wait for 3 or 4 minutes. That 5 minutes will go for admitting the people. So what is happening? Effective, that is class will run only for 20 to 25 minutes or mostly half an hour. What is actually designed? That is 45 minutes. Because of constraints, we will go for 30 minutes of class. If I am going to take online attendance, again that 30 minutes will go to 20 minutes. See that? So that is the difference between of capacities that we are going to. So effective capacity that we will have to take into account. Design capacity will be there. The class is for 45 minutes, but the attendance, the people admitting, and the technological problems, these all we have to remove. Then we are going to get it. How to calculate this? We are going to see after 2 or 3 lines. That is, capacity planning is the process of determining the production capacity needed by the organization to meet changing demand of its products. So here, why we have to plan? Because the demand is changing frequently. So the changes in demand, if you want to meet, you have to determine our production capacity. We have to change or we have to cope up. Means if there is a high demand, we'll go for 4 shifts. If there is no demand, we'll go for only 2 shifts or 3 shifts. As in case of theaters, if it is a new movie, the first day it is going to come, they are going to run for 7 shows. That is meeting the requirement, meeting the changing demand, and normally they will go for 4 shows per day. So that is the benefit shows. They are going to go with early morning to midnight, the first day. So this is depends on changing of demand of this product. The aim of capacity planning is to meet current and future level of requirement at minimal wastage. So the whatever you do, as in case of your food items, as in case of your anything work, compulsory we have to see it should meet the current and future. If you are going to buy a personal computer, you are going to go for i5, i6, i7, but not 286, 386, or i1. You can go. And if you are going for mobiles, you will be going with SIM card of 5G, 4G will be going, not the 2G. So meet the current and future level requirement we have to see, and minimal wastage we have to check. Capacity is calculated as number of machines or workers into number of shifts into utilization into efficiency. This is the formula. Capacity equal to number of machines or workers into number of shifts that is no, NO is a number, not no. Number of shifts and utilization and efficiency. Here, what we number of machines means units, number of shifts means how many shifts that will comes in the units. Here, utilization will go with the percentage, efficiency will go with the percentage. So, how to calculate? Example, if you are going to take, I have taken some example over here. Design capacity is 50 trucks per day. Effective capacity is 40 trucks per day. Actual output is 36 only. So here we have to check the efficiency. Efficiency equal to actual output by effective capacity. Effective capacity is 40 and actual output is 36. 36 by 40, you will get 90%. That is the efficiency that we have calculated. And utilization. Actual output is 36 and design capacity here we are going to take by 50. 36 by 50 is equal to 72%. So utilization is 72% and efficiency is 90% into number of shifts into number of machines, you will get the capacity. So one time you have to check a capacity is calculated by multiplying the number of machines or workers into number of shifts into utilization and efficiency. Number of machines or with the units, number of units you have to take, number of shifts, that is the units you have to take, but the percentages for utilization and efficiency is percent. For example, design capacity is 50, efficient capacity is 40, actual output is 36. So this is what happens. Then efficiency we are going to calculate by actual output by effective capacity. Utilization is the actual output by design capacity we are going to take, that is the 72% and 9% you can see. So here this is how we are going to calculate these efficiencies. So types of capacity planning. We have long-term planning. Long-term planning means we have to long for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 25 years. If you are going to think and if you are going to plan, means it is depends on the manufacturing process. Like we have to go earlier, the job shop, batch, continuous, which type of you are going for. If you are going for continuous, you have to think for long term. If you are going to plan for medium, means we have for 6 months or 1 year or 2 years, we are going to think of medium planning, capacity planning. Short planning, that is for 6 months or 3 months or 1 month or 15 days. If you are going to see, this is how it will be the capacity planning types, that is in terms of time. Steps in capacity planning. First step is determining the level of requirement, what we need and how much we need, when we have to need, where we have to do this, that we are going to answer over there. Analyze current capacity, that is what is the design capacity, actual and effective, that we are going to see. Plan for the future planning. So after 6 months, what we are going to forecasting estimation, that we are going to do. So if you want to think of future, compulsory we have to see what is present now. So somebody has said, uh, uh, yesterday, that is opportunity woe occurs in today and tomorrow, twice tomorrow, but not in yesterday. Yesterday is past is past. Today, TODAY, that is opportunity once it is going to occur today, and tomorrow, that is two O's are going to come, double opportunity will be there. So future, we have to plan how we can do and what we are the prospects, forecasting that estimation we have to do. Not like the weather report. They say that within 24 hours we are going to get a rain. May come, may not come. But here we have to think of levels, how we are going to produce, how we are going to cater the services to the people, and that is the customers. Stages of capacity planning. The first is develop a detailed estimator or demand. Is demand is like this. That is from the marketing department you are going to get that. Translate demand into the capacity requirement. So we have to see what are the capacity is now. 10 tons of order we got, so we can do how many days we can need, that we have to analyzing existing capacity across the relevant resources. What all we have, amounts we have, people we have, machines we have. You would have seen in an IPL ad, we are going to see that jersey, that stitchers are idle in the COVID, and suddenly they'll get a call that we need this much. So because of social media, this jersey one photograph they are going to click, and that will be spread over everyone want that. So they will be planning. You call the workers, we have to go for this order. We have got a big order. How we got, we don't know. Because of social media, we got, you can see in IPL matches that ad. That is, analyzing, estimating capacity across the relevant sources, estimate the gap between the capacity and the demand. Demand we have 10 tons and the capacity we have only 5 tons. Shall we give outsourcing to others, or we are going to take other time and we are going to make more shifts, and we are develop a strategy for aligning capacity and the demand. That in the final stage that we'll be doing. These are the stages of capacity planning and process. If you are going to see in your syllabus, you are going to see only one word, that is the capacity planning. But in depth, we are going to see how, because this is planning is must. Strategy, in this strategy, how strategically you can do planning is capacity used in the rate of output actually achieved. The best operating level is normally the capacity for which process was designed. So basic operating level means minimum to maximum, how much we are going to produce, that we need to know. Capacity utilization rate is calculated by capacity used by basic operating level, means minimum to minimum, how much we can do, the maximum output when we can get that level by the capacity used, then you will get the utilization rate. Capacity is the ability to hold, receive, store, and accommodate raw materials, finished goods, products, customers. Strategic capacity planning is an approach for determining the overall capacity level of capital incentive resources, including facilities, equipment, and overall labor force. So, repeatedly, you can see the changes in the definitions of the capacity and the capacity planning. That is strategically, if you are going to say overall, we have to check the capacity. So, here you can see a line, aggregate output, forecasting demand, slowly it is rising. The estimate current capacity will be the standard level. So slowly the sales we are planning from here to here, however it is going. That is, as time passes, we'll be estimating about the forecasting demand. This is the current we have. The measure aggregate capacity and demand, identify the alternative capacity plan, choose the most appropriate plan that we have to do. So here, benefits, low investment at high profit, that we have to think of. So cheap and best visit. Yeah, means price we are going to give invest less, and we need to have more much in quality. Minimize wastage, management inventory, that is the stock, development of new product, that we have to be the benefit for the capacity planning. Why we are going to get out with the new product? Because their demand exists. So it is, we have to influence the demand, influences of our capacity, so we have to go for developing the new product. Determinants of effective capacity, facilities, layout. In the next class, we are going to see the facilities, what are the facilities we need, how the layout should be, product or services, and the process qualities, human considerations, we need to motivate the people, and operations, scheduling, synchronization of problems, supply chain factors, material shortages, external force and regulations. These are the determination of effective output you need. These all things we have to check. So measuring the capacity examples, there is no one best way to measure the capacity. Output measures like costs per day are easier to understand. With multiple products, input measures work better. So here, example, car manufacturer, if you are going to see input measures or the capacity labor hours, they are going to work. And output is measures of capacity, cars per shift. If you are going to do servicing 10 cars or 10 bikes in a session, that is in a shift, then how many labor hours have been input in order to see the output. So if you want 50 cars are in the waiting list, then how many labor hours we need, that we are going to calculate. So the hospital, available beds, patients per month, patient OP, how many people are coming and going, yeah, admissions, how many are there. If there are 40 to 50, then beds should be 60 or 70, no, it's more than. or equal to. Pizza parlor, the labor hours, pizzas per day. We are getting the order of 100 on Wednesdays and Fridays. We have only 50, and Sundays we have zero. Then we are going to check the labor hours and we are going to meet the demand. Retail store, floor space in square feet, revenue per feet. Means we are going to the 1,000 square feet is the retail store, and how many people, how much we are going to see that. So this is how we are going to plan. How much capacity is the best operative level that we need to calculate, that is then results in the lowest average unit. So means a minimum input, how much output will come, that we need to check. Economics of scale. This is where the cost per unit output drops as the volume of input increases. Spread the fixed cost buildings, equipment over multiple units, allow bulk purchasing and handling of material. Here, economics of scale means I have 100 rupees. Then how much I have to spend? 20 rupees I have to save, and 40 rupees for food, and 40 I have to, again I have to break some percentage of insurance, for percentage of health, and for some percentage of luxury activities. So this is how economics of scale. So minimum to minimum, how much we have to go for capacity. So there will be so much of bottlenecks, problems will be there. The three bottlenecks in operations we can see, that is the less output if you are getting, that we need to check, and waiting loss, and less efficiency if the work is not going well, that means these three bottlenecks we need to concentrate more. So this is about the capacity planning for today. This any doubts you want to express anything, now you can, this is open for discussion as I have completed my presentation.